Welcome back to this week's Academy Showcase, where Fake God and Amazing are joining Azael and myself to break down Champion Select. TSM Academy right now in third place, Cloud9 Academy in first, as they are battling each other for some more bragging rights. The season ending fairly soon and then into the playoff run. 100 Thieves, of course, we have Fake God here, who was playing on the Academy team earlier until a big roster swap to put you into the LCS position. So kind of tell me what you sort of have been seeing from these teams in your Academy games.
I think Cloud9 Academy's been doing well. Like, they usually do well, or like, I've seen them before. Except they have a different top laner this time.
Who's top laner now?
It was Jukes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jukes replacing Kumo.
Yep.
But not like completely. It's just like in most of the games, because there's something they're doing. It's kind of I don't really know what it is.
I mean, what I've seen like from Cloud9, at least in TSM, is like that they actually have different play styles. I think Cloud9, at least their academy team, whenever they go on stage, honestly, especially with Blabber, they're really, really aggressive. Whereas TSM, at least to my impression, like has been a lot more defensive. Especially, I guess if you're Blabber, you're always going to be aggressive. You're going to have someone that's going to play the Jarvan and that's going to play maybe in the Camille when it's meta, just to be aggressive on the map and make plays early on.
TSM bans are pretty strange. There's Gragas and Sylas and then Xayah. I think there's a lot of Xayah bans for teams that like prioritize Xayah highly. And Cloud9 bans are first pick Sedge. I think their bans were setting up for it with Gragas. And Gragas is like also from Gragas Yasuo combo. And I think the Sylas is because they think Sylas counter Sedge. And on Cloud9 side, it was just Karma, Sona, Yuumi. That side's more standard.
But that's really weird by TSM, no? To ban Gragas and Sylas if you end up picking Sejuani.
What are you worried about then here? Like, are you still concerned about Trundle? We haven't been seeing it a lot, but it had been kind of previous patches answer to Sejuani.
Yeah.
And with Sylas and Gragas taken off the table, do you think that would make sense as a pick here for Blabber?
I mean, kind of limited picks, I guess. So I think Trundle is good into it in some scenarios if you have a mobile mid lane on the enemy team or a mobile bot laner, so you can kind of like just pill them off. But I think in most cases, answering with Jarvan is a perfectly fine response right now, especially in this meta. Blabber has been really professional, even in the SCS games that he's played. So
nice prediction.
He's just going to keep playing it, and I don't really see the Gragas ban being a good replacement for J4 ban.
So, Fake God, if you're willing to share, what are the good top laners here when you're into Aatrox? Are you picking for a lane right away? Are you
into Aatrox?
I mean, Ken's great, but
typically Aatrox is mostly top. When they first changed him, he was like mid or jungle or top, but now it's like mostly top. And there's a lot of safe picks, and there's some aggressive picks you can do with Camille. I did not go with the aggressive pick because I'm a even lane player.
Top lane and loose.
Which is, it's just how it is right now. I kind of want to change it, but anyways, with the game, they picked Sivir, not they picked their bot lane first, so they're gonna put their top and mid picks 4-5. So I guess they prioritize their bot lane more, or they think they have like better answers.
Yeah, or a good combination.
Yeah, or like even if they get like 2 bans from top lane for the Aatrox pick, like they'll still have like a third pick. That could explain it.
I mean, TSM already looks like they just basically want a team fight, right? Like, you're drafting a front line with Sivir, and it's probably going to be a scaling mid. Like, I wouldn't be shocked by a Azir or Corki and something along those lines. It seems like Cloud9 now want to protect Aatrox in top lane. Like, if they're going to ban Renekton, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like banning out Kennen as well, which is a pretty tough matchup.
If they're banning Renekton, these bans, they might ban another melee like Camille, and that's mostly because of the Sedge synergy. Because if you do like a melee that's like has auto resets and Sedge, and then you camp top with Aatrox, it's kind of hard for Aatrox to play. And they think Brandini is aggressive enough to pick some of those champs, so probably Camille or like another champ that he's good at. Okay, looks like it's Camille. And then
cold call?
Holy, you're so smart.
And
He's so smart.
TSM will probably just ban another AD carry because it's only AD carry or mid lane. Like, I think because they have the support pick already, they want to make the bot lane like really staggered, I guess. Like not a good bot combination.
Do you think that TSM then would be willing to go to something like Aurelia, right? Like, Aurelia is still up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Aurelia is also still a good pick. I think they should have banned like Aurelia Camille or something. But
I mean, Renekton is a fine ban too. I think.
Yeah, Renekton's more aggressive.
Aurelia's in a weird spot right now, like in general. I'm not sure. We're as a team, like sometimes we think it's good, sometimes it looks bad. It's like it's up in the air, and a lot of teams have actually like not really prioritized anymore, and then some games is banned again. So it's in a weird spot. So. I really like the Morgana pickup though in the third pick because you see Sejuani, you see the Nautilus, and then you can just answer with Morgana. And we see that already coming through right now. And then Honestly, like you will see a lot of top side action and little to none bot side action. I'd assume right now.
I thought they would pick Irelia top and then go like Azir or Corki mid.
Oh, yeah, it's rolling.
Looks like
mid.
they're going Kennen top. Oh,
Yeah,
they're doing what I
yeah,
did.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
Kennen top
Yeah.
and probably Syndra farming bot if Cloud9 actually picked this, and then it would be Azir mid. But they could obviously still just grab a regular marksman for themselves and play a standard bot lane.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting though, you know, and I mean early it somewhat makes sense what you're saying. Like, you know, it can be so strong in one game and feel weak in other, simply because I think the champion has so much like outplay ability. But if you're not able to actually avoid skill shots, if you're not actually able to use your dashes properly in team fights, then you get shut down really hard and aren't able to do much. So you're playing now, like, you know, if you're playing Kennen into the Aatrox here,
Oh yeah, yeah.
You-
It's a matchup that I'm not too familiar with, but you know. I don't think I've played it for like past week maybe. But ideally, Kennen should look to push early waves and then keep Aatrox in the tower if possible and keep poking him. Ideally. And
Are you a
ideally,
Gunblade Kennen?
ideally go more CS. Oh, Gunblade. Gunblade it's kind of risky sometimes because like sometimes you just team fight a lot more and Protobot would just be better and it also costs more. But if you're a win lane player, Gunblade's okay.
what about you, Amazing? You know, which team would you rather be playing on? Would you rather be the Sejuani or the Jarvan here?
I think left side is a lot easier to execute, simply because you have the Nautilus set up like on multiple targets. Any target can basically focus, especially when Blabber goes force signature, full damage build again. So any target on the enemy team is actually to be set up for.
I feel like right side's gonna be flanked a lot though with so they have Syndra, Azir, and then the other team has Kennen, Irelia. So they have to be careful of just getting blown up, I guess.
All right, who do you think's gonna win?
Oh, right now?
TSM or C9?
C9 is just C9
They're just better.
is just better. I think Blabber, he's good in
gonna
LCS,
smurf?
and he's gonna smurf
I
in
think
Academy.
TSM. I think TSM.
All right, split votes here. Thank you very much, both of you. Riv and Crumbs, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Freakazel, Fake God, and Amazing for your time and insight on the cooldown. We are back into the Academy show game here for the final day of LCS Week 6. We'll have to see what TSM and C9 have for each other. I like the easier to execute for a TSM comment that was made, but what do you feel like the execution for C9 is going to have to look like here, Crumbs? This is a pretty interesting composition.
So a big part of it is going to come down to Diamond and utilizing that black shield and stopping so much of what TSM has to offer. You can completely negate Treats' Nautilus, the Irelia stun, and the Sejuani engage. Kennen a little bit harder because he can burst that down. But overall, I think that the Morgana shield was a great pickup. And best of all, I loved hearing the insight we got to hear from Fake God and Amazing, because they pretty much nailed the draft in what teams were thinking about playing and why they were playing said picks.
We'll see where they go from here. Blaze Olive and Golden Glue on your screen. We saw them a little earlier today on the analyst desk, providing their knowledge of the game. Let's see how much they were preparing themselves for the game here today as well. Blaze Olive going hard on Irelia, something we basically haven't seen in NA, in Academy or LCS for a month or so, but at least the last few weeks.
And we were concerned about the synergies that Sejuani would bring with the Camille, with the other bruisers in the top lane, but they forgot about Irelia.
Yeah.
The original synergy with Sejuani. If you remember all the way back to spring, Irelia and Sejuani were just one of the nastiest combinations. Golden Glue's not running Cleanse in the mid lane, which puts him in a very dangerous position.
True.
If he gets ganked, because the snowball gets so disgusting for a Blaze Olive.
See how they handle level 2 down here. Looks like Blabber wants to be a part of it. The minions just coming up. If they can clear a few more with the orbs, maybe they won't even push the level 2 fast. They're allowing Blabber to come in first. The level 1s are just fine enough with the abilities they have. Gonna hit the crowd control. It is up on to Tactical, but is it gonna be enough? They finally follow it up. Seems like they're a little tentative on that one, but knew what they wanted to do overall.
The decision making from Blabber to not combo, but instead use the Q then E flash was sick. I love that. And Trees really tried to outplay it by hooking Blabber away, making sure that he doesn't get that. But unfortunately, Tactical got hit by the binding. And then look at what Blabber does. If he knows if he combos in, he's going to get autoed and he might be stuck under the turret. But instead, this guarantees it.
Jukes. Pretty good spot for this wave. I call that about the 80% mark where you can farm in front of your turret. You don't have to deal with the turret being knocked or knocking back the wave and resetting you. We'll see what he can do to keep himself up in farm. Right now he's down a bit, but he has he has to clean up.
Man, this mid lane matchup, Blaze Olive is doing a really good job in last hitting, pretty much even with Golden Glue, and still having 6 minions to his disposal. So doing really well so far. And I think a big part of it is that Blabber showed up so early for level 2 in the bottom lane, which means that every other lane has to respect the fact that Spica could be around. And that results in a top and mid jungle CS advantage.
Whoop, another binding blocked out. Nice job. Tactical getting a little bit of mana back, even though he's full at this point, but it is about farming under the turret to keep it nice and even. They're doing a great mirror of CS discrepancy there between the top and the bottom. 13 for Jukes, but 12 for Tactical on that side. So you get a bit of a back and forth. We'll see if the top lane can do better than the bot lane here.
Brandini does have that W stack available for a dive, but diving Jukes at this point is a little bit too hard, and Jukes has actually proven that one of his best traits is just playing weak side, being able to avoid ganks and make sure that he recalls at a time where it's a little bit too dangerous has been his signature play, and something that Cloud9 can count on as you see them focusing the bottom lane once again.
Whoa, Blabber gonna have the help here from Diamond, but the Black Shield is gonna be enough. No! That auto attack damage going right through the Magic Shield for ability power, and they are able to pick up a bit more on that boss side. Tactical needed this for now. Pick himself back up a little bit. Sivir can still be Sivir in the late game once you get your crit, but it's always nice to be on par with the other team in your lane.
That's huge for Tactical because First Blood went over to Blabber. It didn't go over to Syndra or Morgana, so the bottom lane wasn't directly affected as much as it could have been. Now you got a Sivir with blue buff that's going to allow her to spam the waves, spam those spell shields, and make sure that you can outshove Keith and Diamond. And that pretty much nullifies the advantages. Now we see that TSM Academy sitting at a 200 gold lead.
All right, with that 5 minutes on the clock, we see a little bit of love from Spica down towards the bot side. Will he be able to get in? Remember, no level 5 or 6 here. The auto attacks are going to charge up Spica's stun if they can get that locked down. But Spica now in the fight with Blabber as Treats is going down. They have to really rethink this fight. That's going to be Treats falling with one more auto. Going over to Diamond, but the turnaround is here now as they've thought this fight out. They get to reassess their priority target, and that's Spica taking one down. A Blaze Olive now coming down to the fight. Oh, Blabber's going to dive in to get that lock up and it knocked down himself as they're about to clean up Keith. This is not looking great for the side of Cloud9 as TSM come up huge.
But it's looking fantastic for TSM. A Blaze Olive picks up 2 kills out of that. That's a snowball Dorelli if I've ever seen one. And it all starts from overconfidence from TSM. This gank is never going to work. There is a Black Shield, a specific counter to Nautilus, preventing him from engaging that way. Spica does a really good job in keeping Blabber away so that he doesn't get to go in on Treats. But the second that the overcommitment happens, you know that mid lane has priority from TSM, so it's just a matter of time for a Blaze Olive to roam down, clean up kills, and Golden Glue still sitting in the mid lane. That's what happens when you engage with priority. Your laners will collapse first, and the plays will look so pretty.
4-3 now. Getting a little heated on the Rift here as the kills are going back and forth. 150 gold bounty on a Blaze Olive after his bit of a roam down towards that bot side. We haven't seen as much focus towards the mid lane as we thought, so we see a Blaze Olive gathering his resources by getting out of that lane and making himself known across the map. Everybody else is holding strong for now. Good pickup by Jukes to climb back up in CS as Keith and Diamond still have Tactical and Treats at a bit of a deficiency there.
Yeah, but they did blow their flashes, which puts them in a really dangerous position because now Sejuani is level 6, and between Sejuani and Nautilus, they actually do have enough damage to burst through Diamond Shield. He's not going to be maxing that Black Shield first, which does create the opportunity that if you have enough magic damage, you burst it and the crowd control goes through. So early game, the Morgana counter is nowhere near as effective as the later stages of the game where the CC does not offer that much damage.
Gonna have to do work on these minions. That boomerang hit the minion wave before the turret. It's always gonna make it a little bit harder to farm these up. But Tactical doing his job well. That's why he holds that position. And you're talking about the gank towards the bot side. A bit of a hover here, hover from Blabber over on Raptors, trying to see if he can find Spica's pathing, so they aren't just going blind into this gank. Level 6s are coming up all around the map. Things get a little bit scarier here. And summoners in the bot lane are down for a pretty good gank to come.
It is especially scary for Golden Glue because of just how much damage the Blaze Olive does. That's 2 spells. 2 spells and 1 auto attack from him.
Hell, the sting sticks there. Golden Glue's choosing to go get blue. He says, I need some resources before we get back into that fight. Speak is going to find him. I wonder if BlazeOlive can get this wave clear fast enough to get over and help him. And they say, no, keep that pressure on blue. I'm going to get a plate for myself.
It's a good zone from them, but unfortunately, Spica can't press the advantage here. The bottom lane of TSM does not have priority, so he only has a BlazeOlive at his disposal. And there's a control ward in the entrance to the river, which means that Cloud9 would be able to collapse first out of sight, meaning that TSM has to back off. No matter how strong they are, you have to respect the fact that a Morgana or a Syndra can chime in and ruin your day.
So it's from the fog of war, too, the unexpected binding that lasts that extra inch of distance. Black Shield is down there as Keith dodges out. Have to be careful for a bit more crowd control. Nice counter gank in preparation there for Blabber as Spica sits patiently. They are going to time it perfectly for each other. Spica's in, Glacial Prison still up. Blabber to the backside as he gets Cataclysm down on Tactical. And that Glacial Prison's also going to miss, but they're getting the kills down. There is Brandini as he comes in on the cannon. Banned out, as we heard from Fake God saying they take him away from the aggressive champions of Camille and Renekton. He'll still get work done on the cannon.
Oh, the work was definitely done. That was super coordinated by TSM, a 4-man play in the bottom lane. And because Blabber was down there, he wastes so much. There's no counter response from Cloud9. There's no going for plates top. There's no counter invading the blue buff or even waiting for a Rift Herald. They just straight up lose that without getting a single kill in return. Blabber did not pick up the kill on Tactical as he retreated away from that fight.
And it's 3-1 in plates as well as we move across the map. TSM is able to drop 1 in each lane as we see this fight on the bot side one more time.
And the big thing is, again, the teleport that's going to come out here. There is priority in the top lane from TSM, which means that what should have just been 1 kill on Diamond ends up being 2, and then Blabber has to make it out.
And it was such a change in just having summoners for that fight. Tactical had both, Keith and Diamond did not. What a perfect time for Spica to be there and have that gank happen. Even if Blabber was, TSM still feeling confident about going all in on these engages with each other. Just crossing 10 minutes now. A little bit of love towards the top side as Golden Glue gets his first roam down now that his lane is relieved of pressure a bit. Flag drag just missing as Brandini makes it out with Lightning Rush. Golden Glue, however, waiting. They can turn this one around. Another 3v2 situation. Looking for that Emperor's Divide to come out. It actually already used on 75% cooldown, so Golden Glue just looking to use the Soldier with the rest of the team as a BlazeOlive disarms Jukes, and now they try to get the fancy footwork in for some more kills. A quick stun down onto Jukes, but he's able to walk out safely on that. Flashing forward to BlazeOlive with the shock and awe.
He's
Just
had
as C9 thought they were safe.
the kill in his eyes. The second he knew that that Bloodwell was gonna time out, you could see that he was just waiting for that flash, because no one in their right minds would go for a 1v3 like that. But it's a 3-0 Irelia now, and he still has that Ignite up. So Golden Glue still has to respect him in the top side, and a nice roam for Treats means that they transition this into an objective play. TSM is firing on all cylinders.
Absolutely, another kill over here towards Blaze, possibly. I was just about to say, for Golden Glue's pressure towards top, it was a BlazeOlive that got something out of it, and that's not good. So to see it come out of Replayed alive and see Golden Glue come back, get the team stuck together again.
Yeah,
That's what the guy does best.
What happened there? I want to see what Golden Glue did, because that's a
Emperor's
Irelia.
Divide just came back up.
Did
That
he ult him back into the tower, maybe?
Seems like there was a bit of trickery with the Soldier Shield. We'll have to see here. Bot lane's being focused for the time being as might get a replay of that. Nice boomerang bait onto Keith as they're going for TP in, and a lot of pressure on the bot turret Crumbs.
That's Golden Glue. They're going for the first brick here, and there's no response from TSM. This is a super well-timed teleport out of Golden Glue. This is some next level. You also have Blabber backing you up, but the most important thing is that TSM is not on the map. They're not taking anything else in response. A BlazeOlive was dead and just walking back to the lane. So the timing of Golden's teleport here is just exceptional, because you could tell that he was getting antsy. So much action happening around the map. Still a 0-0-0. He had to get in there.
A golden TP. Picked up the bounty as well onto a BlazeOlive, so that's quite nice for him. And as well, Brandini lost his bounty to somebody on the side of C9.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Utilizing that tower, and then a BlazeOlive just had no choice. That was at the end of Golden Glue's mana pool, so really well timed by him, knowing the limits of the Azir. Fun fact, most played champion in LCS Summer this split.
Most fun?
Most played.
Oh, just most
Most
played.
played mid laner.
Well, hopefully we see less Corki Azir. Just saying.
What do you want to see? More LeBlancs?
I like the... Yeah, we got the LeBlanc. Was it LeBlanc to whatever game? The Vladimir Rumble game was nice.
Yeah.
Got a few more mix-ups in here. It's great. Back to mid-Ash. Back to
That's
the
a
old days of
throwback.
Season 1. Slicing Maelstrom, cutting through with lightning. But it does not look like lightning will strike more than 3 times on each of those members, and it will be Brandini going down.
Lucky few that survive all that lightning and still get to tell the tale. Now you got Cloud9 on a big item spike for their mages. Syndra and Azir sitting on that Ludens and Sorcerer shoes. Only one magic resistance item has been picked up from TSM, and that's tactical. Not the most relevant for it. So this is where Cloud9 wants to be fighting the most, because those mages, these control mages, if you can get the setup to the fight, there's no way that TSM finds an avenue into the play.
You know, thinking about what Fake God was saying in there, if they were to grab Corki, you have Aurelia top, Corki mid, Triforce spike. Like, obviously Blandini's played good on Kennen. There's no taking that back. You don't have to, but the compositions they actually could have made here is pretty disgusting. I still like what they're doing. Nice black shield for Diamond. Treat still gonna want that depth charge. It's a pretty long black shield, and that timing has not been thought about recently. Zanya's is going down. That's actually gonna be the stopwatch. Does Diamond make it out alive? And man, they threw everything and the kitchen sink at him to go down. They also lose Keith in the process.
It took a while to take him down. If you don't remember, it's 5 seconds on that black shield, so it is a long time. But they are going to be rewarded with a mid lane tower, not pushing for 2. Instead, we're going to be going for the Ocean Drake, which is just as relevant.
The Triforce kind of item turn on is not the same as the Ludens. Ludens has to charge up. Triforce is just continuously slapping you in the face. We see a Blaze Olive doing work with that. 4, 1, and 0. Gunblade finished up onto Brandini. They're both core items. A third core item as well on tactical, and you're seeing still a few recipes around the board for C9.
Interesting that C9 is going to be the team to take the Dragon, because TSM just did not want to be a part of this. Maybe utilizing the ultimates in the earlier play means that we're not going to take a fight here. We'd rather not risk it. And we'll take another look at the fight that allowed TSM to get that tier 1. Nice little E from Keith to stop Sejuani Arctic Assault.
Oh, that's how he gets caught. Unfortunate. So that also a bit of a lack of vision. One ward was walked through, but all the focus on the mid lane did not allow C9 to see how they were being routed. And again, what we heard the guys on cooldown saying, expect a lot of flanks to happen to this C9 team. Especially with the Kennen and Aurelia.
All mages, right? 2 mages and then an Aatrox.
Right.
So.
But the Ocean Drake's great if you want to sit back and put orbs on the ground and pick up soldiers and try to heal up and take a long fight. But TSM is not giving you the long fight with a Sivir to run right at you with a Sejuani.
No Sivir or Kennen ever asked for a long fight. They want to end it as quickly as it started. And now they're going to catch a Blaze Olive, but have they caught C9?
Let's see how this one goes. Already triggered. The fight has started. Back to Keith. He gets the black shield on. That charge doesn't hit. There's a slice from Maelstrom. Going to fire right through the HP bar. Golden Glue. There's a Blaze Olive to the back line. He's going to be able to take down Diamond as well. As the Diamond in the rough, also helping his team get a kill. And C9, Keith and Blabber now walking slowly away. They seem very timid to want these fights or take them. Just seeing Spica and another person in that fight made 3 people not consider taking.
And they're doing a really good job in using everything available so that the Black Shield does not affect it. Yes, Black Shield didn't stop the depth charge, but you can't stop this Arctic Assault. You can't stop the Sejuani ultimate or Kennen. It's only one spell that protects one member. So the fact that TSM is so willing to commit is throwing Cloud9 off, because they're the ones that are thinking, oh, we can find a Blaze Olive. Oh, wait, Sejuani's here. Should we still engage? And when the teleport comes in, that's when they realize, oh, we are in some deep trouble here. You would like to have Aatrox.
Oh, just on the edge. The disarm for slow. The flash as well. That always makes it sting a little bit more. You lose the summoner cooldown.
That's 2 plays that have happened from Cloud9 that TSM does not have a teleport advantage, and they just get surprised. Brandini gets the TP in, Jukes is not in the play, and suddenly TSM has a lead. They execute on the play, and it pops up 2 times that Kennen has accomplished this. And that's a really big deal because it keeps throwing a huge wrench in Cloud9's plans when you have a bottom lane that doesn't have an AD carry that allows you to siege.
And the organization seems to be a bit muddled right now for C9. You have an Azir. Azir should just be able to shove Kennen out of the fight. Nobody should really have kind of a back and forth about that. But TSM seems to have enough forward pressure and confidence to keep going in, because even if they don't hit Brandini's ultimate, it's still a fight win for them. C9 really has to reconsider how they are approaching these, and also to get a bit of vision to cross the river before starting these, because that's where Treats came from to get that depth charge, is right around where the blast cone was. So a little bit more before they cross the river. Good rule of thumb to keep everyone safe. He didn't cross the river. Can't blame him for that. He's still on his own side. Golden Glue goes down fast.
I think it might be visual, but there was a slight little hint there that the Sejuani E connected to Aurelia. But
for the autos.
yeah, there was no chance.
It's hard
for
to see.
If you didn't catch it right away, there was no chance you would survive.
They want it. They lost Golden Glue, but still going to go for the 4v3 here on the top side. Push in the mid lane. The teleport is there from Jukes. So Tactical's trying to get that push now into second tier turret. How long can TSM drag this one out to stay alive? Redemption comes down to give a bit of a heal to the side of C9. And that is going to be a Blaze Olive going down. Unfortunately, it's to Diamond, so that bounty goes over to him, but it kills the kill. The team's going to be happy. And hopefully they can add some pressure to TSM on the map now and relieve a bit of their own.
TSM is doing so much work just pressuring constantly. Sivir did not get to move, and Golden Glue just used his teleport down there, so they're going to be at a TP disadvantage. And it all starts by surprising Treats here. He has to blow the Zhonya's to try to buy some time, and the second that the TP is committed, he knows he's dead, so they're just trying to get out. So Blabber sees, all right, they've already conceded this fight. It's a good opportunity for me to flash engage onto the Aurelia because nobody's going to try to save it. It's a free kill, and you have to make it worth it when your top laner teleports in.
Yeah.
You can't just be walking away with XP. He needs to get as much gold as possible to make up for giving up CS in the lane.
It's always good to have everybody on that play. If you guys are teleported, guess what? We're going in.
Yeah.
Have to.
Let your boy, do him proud. If he's pressing TP,
Heck yeah.
everybody better go in.
Or that, you just press F and walk away. You're good. Just make sure you're not flashing for it. 8-4, or 8-4, I should say, for TSM. 10-2 for C9. These are your teams standing towards the top of the table, and TSM would love to put a hit on that C9 record. Coming towards the end of the split here.
It would put them 1 win away. So definitely, because TSM Academy is not even in second place right now.
Crazy to think of. A lot of power at the top of the Academy teams. We see actually a lot of the players on both teams. Brandini had a chance. We've seen C9 subbing in Blabber. A lot of these teams are very strong for a reason. And here's a good fight coming in for C9. That ultimate from Brandini was only used on one person. That means C9 has quite a bit of room to work with here. Blaze can't get on the side for the flank. Brandini, one more shot as Jukes almost gets Aatrox into position for a third swing. And TSM is good at defending as well, as they don't give up too much there off of an ultimate.
All that bot time will now give them the Ocean Drake. So that's the second dragon for Cloud9. And as long as they can continue to disengage with the fights, they're going to be in a really good spot. Don't get popped by Nautilus Sejuani right away, and you will be okay. Regen from the Ocean Drake. Just yesterday in the LCS, we saw double Ocean Drake win you game. With enough poke, with enough intelligent playstyles and kiting, you are able to make the most out of a few dragons.
When in doubt, stay hydrated.
Always stay hydrated.
Each dragon is an 8-ounce glass of
with water
for everyone on the team. So 40-ounce glass. There you go.
You know, the cup from which you drink water makes a big difference for you to stay hydrated or not. Not even kidding. Small cups, unhydrated. Big cups, big water.
I thought there was so much more. I thought there was so much more.
I try to keep it simple. I didn't want to go into a tangent.
I feel like the viscosity of the way the water flows over the lip and the polar tension of the water, it makes you more hydrated. It's beautiful. 12-9 here. We'll see some more plays throughout the river as Blabber gets some wards cleared. And Rift Herald done and gone as Baron now sits in the objective area. Treats in the team kind of want to get a bit of vision on that, but only in the buddy system. C9 has a good way to engage from pretty long range and keep using their spells from that distance. So TSM pretty tentative about making their way to the Baron pit, and C9 will seem like they have a bit of control over the map here, but watch for the flank. Woo. Black shields. Okay, one after the other. The ults are coming out. Byron, now the last one in the golden glue with the depth charge. Blaze Olive doesn't really have a target, but they are on to Blabber now inside the fight. There's the Emperor's Divide. They should push back the Kennen, but it's right to the C9 team. They're going to lose Diamond and Brandini on either side of the fight. Jukes is going forward with World Ender on. He's going to have that reset coming to him as they did get the assist. And he is back up and running. C9 looking great in the middle of the map for a quick fight against TSM.
Blabber did so much work being super tanky in the middle of everyone. The second that Jukes got the reset, Blaze Olive was not able to go into Reset City. Now we got C9 starting this Baron. It's only Tactical that's really a threat here, but Spica can steal it.
A bigger smite coming from Blabber. He's level 13, so he's got a bit more true damage on that Summoner spell. Spica is 12. They're going to get pushed off the Baron for now. All they want to do is play the cat and mouse game here. They don't want to get caught, and TSM has done a fantastic job at stopping the Baron.
They really did. C9 tried to be cheeky, seeing if they could get away with it, but TSM called them on their bluff, and both teams just walk away.
See it all again. C9 patience and the Black Shield coming out strong here. Great dodges by Diamond. That's not the first one he's dodged.
By
Start the
Golden
fight.
Glue, because if Spica hit that ultimate on Golden Glue, this fight looks very different. No Black Shield, no flash on the Seer. He would have been one shot. And while the Kennen gets in there and does so much, look at a Blaze Olive, right? He hits a multiple stun, but Brandini died right away. Had Jukes been able to get that reset there, I really wonder how different this fight would have looked. Or if Spica hit the ultimate on the Seer.
Right.
A lot of variables.
All right, see how the teams have reset now that we are back to live. A teleport did just come down into that mid lane. So we see Tactical getting back to the team quite fast, and he's going to stay with them anyway. It's not necessary for him to really have that up. Core items around the board. Brandini can get in there with his Zanya's now finished up. Looks like he might get a Haunting Guys next to that Leandries. We'll see. Good crit coming out of Tactical. Had a difficult lane to start against Keith and Diamond. Got a bit of help, was down in CS, but has focused on keeping himself in the game, and now he can be that crit saver the team needs.
As long as you have an AD carry, the ease of execution typically lies with you. I think most players are still not as comfortable as they could be playing mages, bruisers in the bottom lane. They've had, what, 5, 6, up to 8 years playing AD carries. It's going to take a little bit more than a few matches on Syndra to be up to Keith's AD carry standards.
There's always that point in the game you want to get back to, you know, orb walking a fight out where you kill 2 people. So I can definitely feel what you mean when you're saying, like, playing that mage where you're going to zero out one person, but they'll probably Zanya your strict play, and then you try to get a kill again. But it feels good because Keith still got one.
That's a big one.
And it is a huge one. Taking down Brandini so that ultimate cannot come in for 40 seconds is huge. It doesn't seem to phase the bot lane marksman that he has to play some mages this game. The Syndra Morgana bot lane coming up strong for C9. And all 5 are now going to be onto that Baron. Again, the cat and mouse game from TSM. Junglers are up. The smite once again in favor of Blabber with a level lead. 3,000 health onto Baron. Spica's on the side, throws out the ultimate. Baron's going to be stopped as they now go into the fight onto Tactical. Treats and a Blaze Olive being pushed out. A lot of damage being done to Tactical, but not enough to zero him out, and this could be a problem if he can start throwing back the damage. Diamond now goes down to the hands of Blaze Olive. Spica's in the eyes of C9, and that's a kill for Jukes.
It's a multi-pronged engage from Cloud9. Blabber and Jukes going off onto Tactical, knowing that Sivir had no flash. Jarvan is known as... Wait, they found him! Oh, that's huge.
Put a flag in her. It's Tactical down.
750 gold, too.
That's big. A lot of money coming back to the C9 team swiftly there. 14-14, but a 2,000 gold lead in favor of C9. The 3rd time they start up Baron this game. It's been on the map for 7 minutes and got quite a bit of an attention, but has not gone down yet. Jukes gets pulled in. He's happy to be that front line. Blaze Olive is looking to get to the back to take down some of the C9 members. Brandini running for the hills with that storm on, and he goes down to the hands of Jukes. Golden Glue's gonna drop a Blaze Olive, and that's the fight they were waiting for to get the Baron.
And Keith was such a big play here, stunning the Kennen, keeping him away, making sure that he wasn't able to have a really nice ultimate. that stops so much. Spica has a miracle play to pull off here if he can get a steal.
Oh, Dark Binding scattered backwards. Looking to get over the wall.
He's got flash.
It'll be speaking about forever if he steals it. And he's gonna try to get it. Oh my God, Spica! Godlike steal in the Baron pit as he walks it up, shakes each member of Cloud9's hands and says, thank you very much.
We were working at that Baron for the last 3 plays for all of it to end on a Baron steal. It's unreal. This is the first fight of that play. Spica is sitting, tanking, peeling for the AD carry, but meanwhile, Blazov can't get into the mix. He only gets to zero out the AD carry. So the team fight presence of Cloud9 by not having an AD carry means there's not a single member that anybody of these assassins can go on. And it's that big stun on the second fight on Brandini that takes away the confidence to engage, to get in the middle of the fight, keep everybody locked down, and have that Baron do all the work.
Disgusting. And who do they forget about? The Sejuani that died first.
I can't believe that he pulled this off.
This binding dodge is huge. Never would have happened if he didn't get past
Absolutely. The binding dodge, he actually did get stunned too, but then he gets the Q over. So Golden Glue was not able to get the Emperor's Divide
Who did
in.
damage? Who was doing the damage?
Spica was doing a lot of it, but the thing is, Azir's soldiers are AoE. So if he's hurting Sejuani, he's gonna be hurting the Baron, and it's the same with Jukes. His Qs are AoE.
Ouch. Not many times you can't stop doing damage to Baron, but unfortunately that was one of them.
That's a big hero play, but luckily for TSM, or sorry, Cloud9, not a lot of members
Exactly.
got that Baron.
Very big follow-up there, Crumbs. It was just about Spica alone as that happened. So, like you said, a very big save and keeps them in the game here. Still, that 3K gold lead as it creeps up just a little bit over to 4. I should say 2K, rather. And 3-3 in turrets as they start to even out and look for these second tiers now. Juke's gonna go in with the ultimate. Oh, Spica not in a good spot. Can he get the ult off before he goes down? He already did, but it's not gonna stun up C9 that long. Keith now looking like he's gonna go down fast. That's the AD carry lost. The mages might be able to do their work now. Golden Glue's got the soldiers running wild, and he's gonna get on a Tactical now. Can Tactical get that AD in? There's a double kill for him, and there's gonna be on the Golden Glue as well, looking for Jukes. He'll be out running for the hills. Beautiful job by TSM. I thought they lost Tactical super early, but I was completely wrong. I got mumbled in fight.
Yeah, he was hammering away, never stopped auto attacking. He's the one with the Baron. This is going to be an inhibitor from TSM off of a Baron steal. They were behind most of the game.
Most important member to be alive as well right now. Jukes all by himself. You're looking at 12 seconds coming up on Diamond, 10 on DeKeith, and they're not the ones that are absolutely going to stop these minions from coming in. Those are the mages on Baroned up minions. Jukes with a beautiful stopwatch, buying 2.5 more seconds to get himself to safety there, and they will be able to hold the Nexus turret strong.
That was really nice from Jukes, making sure that they don't lose that tower, because another fight lost, and that's definitely the game. Take a look at Tactical here. So much is used on the Sejuani, and he actually survives long enough to use the stopwatch. But Sivir is hammering away. All the crowd control, all the damage is happening, and only now Golden Glue gets to join the fight. Without an AD carry, it's Golden Glue's damage duty. So because Tactical was in there from the very beginning, his AoE gets to ramp up, and then he does a nice little flash over, getting away from the soldiers, and that really was the thing that stopped Golden Glue's DPS and turned the rest of the fight around.
Tactical turning on now. 300 gold bounty to his name, a 600 gold bounty for Juke, 6-1 and 8, so we'll keep eyes on him as well as Tactical in these next fights to see what the priority and how big of an advantage they are adding to these fights. 32 minutes just ticking over on the clock in an almost 40 kill game. We're just 1 kill shy. That TSM fight has basically given them the lead, but very much so evened up the gold as well.
And Tactical is outclassing Keith, not for being, it's just for being Sivir over Syndra. You are more mobile and you're safer. You don't need to be babysat by Morgana every single time, so you can't farm. But a fight is starting, and Tactical is not here yet.
This was a defensive stop onto the engage of Spica. I'm not sure that Treats absolutely wanted that fight to go in. A beautiful slicing maelstrom from Brandini, catching 4 members of Cloud9. But it looks like C9's able to assess and figure out which targets they need to take down in priority. That's going to be the next one. Spica running for the hills. You see him get a bit of HP back for those assists, but it's not going to be enough to stay and fight. Sundisk goes down, and C9 will move forward onto TSM's side of the map.
They don't have to base. They've got 2 Ocean Drakes. They can stay in here, and they're going to go for an inhibitor at the very least. I think they're going to be able to get it. Nothing more than that. 30 seconds is a little bit too much. You don't have Mountain Drakes. This fight keeps going back and forth, and the big difference was that Tactical did not get to start the fight auto attack.
Yes.
Golden Glue was there from the very beginning. When it's these late game situations, every second of tankiness and DPS matters, and Cloud9 had a few more.
Big catch. C9 activating that first, making sure they know what's going on in the fight, and TSM reacting seems to be the problem for them now, as if they want to get back to the driver's seat. You can see Treats is like, no, I need to save on Spica, and I'm not sure they fully wanted that.
Yeah, this is a very different one because Treats does not get to buy nearly as much time as Spica, but while Brandini does get a really nice ult and an amazing Zhonya, it's like unbelievable Zhonya, stops the Emperor's Divide and Syndra's Unleashed Power, and you can see just how much damage Tactical is doing. At the very end here, look at that last little Ricochet. 2 more autos with Ricochet would have wiped Cloud9 and ended the game.
I actually love that C9 as well is spreading as fast as they can to make sure those ricochets are not bouncing more than they need to. Very, very aware of what's happening throughout an entirety of a fight where there's 10s, 20s, 30s of things to look at. I was going to say thousands, but we can't go thousands. There's not thousands. Let's be honest.
There might be.
There might be. Let's do it. We're going to get the next 10-on-10 rift. Here we go. 35 minutes coming up. Ocean Drake is next. You mentioned 3 Ocean Drakes for this mage team that just wants to sit back and whack at you with soldiers, and then have Jukes run in to get his assist and continue to pummel you. It seems like this composition's turning on when it almost should have been falling apart when they got behind it first.
Same fight.
It's a deja vu. You're absolutely right. Crumb Spica very low. A nice stop up there as Blabber goes in to stop the Arctic Assault and Spica's exit. Now it's Streets coming in. Again, the depth charge and his skills used in defense. TSM acting in retreat in these last few fights, and C9 has felt very good about it.
And they're just going to go to Baron. Spica is not here to try to steal this, so it should be a lot easier for Cloud9 to go for this. They all use 3 ultimates, but Treats not having his, and the same with a Blaze Olive, should mean that Cloud9 gets the first free Baron of the game.
Emperor's Divide, if anybody even comes up to kick him out. You know, looking at the fight before this one, where we were talking about Brandini having a great ult, coming out of those fights, it actually kind of put that weight on you. You think, I just did 110% of what I needed to do, and we still didn't win the fight. That becomes so tough to want to make the right decision next time and think that's the right decision. You start second-guessing yourself quite a bit.
You do, but that's when you got to stick to, you know that this is the right play.
Right? Yeah, that's what makes or breaks the player, when you stick to your guns.
Results-based analysis. You have to know your fundamentals, and as long as he knows that what he did was the right play, he should continue to go for it, because in the long run, it will benefit his play and TSM.
I love it. That's a great viewpoint. We'll see if that's what TSM is taking into consideration here, is a 3rd Ocean Drake that will keep C9 ever so buffed throughout the rest of the game. Goes over. 4 Drakes to C9 here with the 1 Cloud on the side of TSM. Elder Drake is next as C9 pushes the bot side of the map now. Objective free.
That's going to give a ton of power for this Baron play for Cloud9, because they won't have to reset. However, they don't have much vision. Only 3 control wards between Diamond and Keith. So they're going to be very vulnerable to a flank, to a teleport play by Brandini.
Very
so
true.
TSM needs to be on the lookout. You press tab, you see they don't have control wards. We might be able to find a play. And there's already a ward placed in the back of the red buff. Maybe that's the angle. We'll get to see in a few minutes.
See how much patience they have for Jukes here. They shouldn't get too close, allowing him to get to the 2nd tier turret while just peppering in a few soldier shots. Good ward clearing, so they have a nice around the horn movement, easily outside the base without getting attacked by Spica's Glacial Prison. All right, here's Jukes. Now he's pushed up. You can expect to see C9 doing a little bit more work towards the bottom, as they have now pulled the Blaze Olive towards that top side. Here we go.
Brandini is using his E to clear the wave, so a fight's not going to happen for a while. That's Cloud9 getting 3 inhibitors here. TSM not poised to answer.
It's one of those things where you're like, it's only going to get worse, but we can't actually do anything now, so we almost have to take the worst fight. Spica says no, right now is the time to pull the trigger. Blabber is absolutely huge. still looking at about 1,200 HP there as he's almost about to go down. They lose Streets, one of the tankiest members, not looking good. If you front line's gonna go down first. Brandini coming in, great ultimate as he takes one down. Golden Glue's one of the ones that can pick the fight back up and turn it around for C9, so if he's dead, good things for TSM. Tactical trying to get to the outside, but they're losing ground in the base, and they're losing the base itself. As a Blaze Olive is now one of the last ones standings with Spica, and he needs some HP on that fountain for Blaze Olive.
And Tactical had the opportunity to be the hero, but C9 knew exactly what the Kryptonite was. They focused him so well, keeping their eyes out on the Sivir. Nobody else was going to wipe them on this fight, and now it's a 3-on-2 to defend the base. And when you've got 3 inhibitors and Baron to power them up, it's a matter of time before these Nexus turrets crack.
It's going to be a little tougher than I think they expect. They got 4 seconds on Streets. It's going to be a lot of crowd control unless they can start trapping the members. The tanky one, Speak is going to go down. There we go. They start getting that easy momentum back onto TSM. It's not going to be as hard to take down these Nexus turrets once again, and they almost go onto the fountain for treats. They do! It's going to be a big treat going in for Jukes. 9, 2, and 14 on the Aatrox. Diamond is saying, oh baby, it hurts so good as Cloud9 take down TSM Academy.
Just a fantastic victory for Cloud9, not just to maintain their position at the top with an 11-2 record, but because in the way they did it. Keith was not playing in Marksman. He was playing Syndra bottom lane. They continue to experiment, and it works well. This is the evolution of the Cloud9 Academy team, and this is the most formidable team that we have, to the point where we have seen them compete in LCS, and they do take down teams there too.
They absolutely do. It doesn't seem like there's much that can stop this team. And you're right, it has to feel good when you're still toppling the teams at the top of the Academy standings and able to take a few of the LCS games as well when you get those players up there. And kind of blows my mind. I did not expect C9 to be able to take it past a certain amount against TSM's comp with the Syndra in the bot lane, with the Morgana. You have that one target. Quite tanky people on the other side, or Azanias to cancel the Unleashed Power. It seems so conditional, just like Amazing and Fake God said, but conditional seems like the way they like it. They are conditioned themselves, and C9 come up with a great victory here
They
today.
played it super well, specifically the Baron. I know that it got stolen, but
little scary.
If the Baron
It's a
didn't get
rethink.
stolen, that would have been a much cleaner win for them. Baron is one of the best plays that this Cloud9 Academy has, so the fact that they can always return to it and put teams in a position where they have to hustle to try to find a way to scramble, and the last resort is always a steal, is a great sign for this team because they've got that play down better than anybody else.
And they did it against an incredibly strong team. While TSM is up there in the standings, the champions they had an allowed through, and the Aurelia, the Kennen, the Sej in the jungle, one of the top picks as well as Sivir bot lane. So they played against the composition that you would usually give a team in scrims to say, we'll see if we can take it. And man, did they take it to town.
Yeah. It was definitely a composition. Tactical hit that critical mass on Sivir.
That was scary.
So dealing with that is always a nightmare.
All right, so right now we are going to send it down for a little more info with Avali for an interview with the Golden Emperor.
Thanks, guys. Golden Glue, congratulations on the win, picking up another win for Cloud9 Academy. Now, there's one thing I got to ask you. Did you start sweating a little bit after that Baron steal?
I would say I was sweating more early game than I was at the Baron steal. That Baron steal was more like, damn it, guys, like really? Like we really let him walk in and steal that. Yeah.
Well, I think I heard the caster say, wasn't it your little soldier guys who were hitting the Baron?
Yeah, I mean, it was my call to hit it, and I ulted him, but it like put him in between the wall and my wall, and it didn't actually knock him back over. So I was like, man, that's sad. That just delayed this game like another 5-10 minutes.
Oh, poor boy, have to play for another 5-10 minutes. But okay, let's look at Cloud9 Academy and their run through the split, because you guys have dominant splits after dominant splits. So what's the key to success here? Is it just you, or is it your players? What's happening?
Definitely winning has helped a lot to keep winning, you know? Like, I mean, I do think it's kind of a cyclical nature where like we're used to winning, so we kind of have the expectations of winning, so we practice to win, and it just kind of like feeds into itself. So I'd probably, I mean, and we have really talented players and like good coaching staff, and we have everything.
Now, you beat TSM Academy today, but in Spring Split, they're the ones who took the title from you. So what makes you think that this is the split that you can win again?
I think this split we felt more dominant in our regular season games versus them. When like last split, I think it was more shaky. I definitely think we have like changed our practice style a little bit, and I don't know, I just feel more confident this split.
And the last question I have for you, this is maybe something more of your expertise. Who is the swollest Academy player not on your team?
Okay, well, I just saw like Revenge's photo like on Twitter, and I gotta say that guy's pretty yoked. So probably Revenge. He's like on my head right now, so I think that's it.
What about him as a player?
I haven't watched him play enough, so I can't really say anything yet. But you know, I don't know if we played FlyQuest twice yet. Maybe I'll get to see for myself later.
You'll figure it out later. But Grayson, thank you again, and congratulations to you in Cloud9 Academy. And for more on that game, let's go back to the casters.
Thank you so much, Avali and Golden Glue. There are quite a few Swole Academy members. I think LCS is going to start building up. You only got like Hanser and a few
And
people.
Sven Skaren. Don't forget about Sven Skaren.
Sven's also dancing. Good pop lock-ins.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
He's good.
These things we just don't know about the players. We have to dig deep in the future. So all the league action you could need returns next week with the dive tomorrow and this or that later in the week. Then Academy kicks off on Wednesday for Super Week with Echo Fox versus FlyQuest. It's going to be an action-packed week of games. So prepare your mind, body, and spirit. Better do so. Now for myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for more league action. Good night.
FlyQuest looking to challenge up against Team Liquid, the only remaining first-place team currently in the LCS. With Deed backs himself away, but now Wild Turtle is exposed underneath the turret.
That's low. I'm dead. Kill. Yeah. We can. Top. Guys, top. Top. We can end, but...
It's a big party starting up on the top side as Wiggly looking to fall, but Zixay already took down Froggen, who did ult himself but couldn't do enough. And there's a kill on the other side as well as Power of Evil able to find the snipe.
Hey, Trunk Slash. Let me get a kill. In 2 seconds. I'm dead. I'm sorry. But it's 4 stacks, you know? I'm sorry. I told you. I'm sorry.
That's interesting.
Froggen in, gets the ulti down. That's Ruin dead before he can use any of his cooldowns. Not that he had many left to speak of. Firefrost dead. That's revenge from earlier as FBI is racking up kills everywhere. Haunter procs the passive. Stixay is dead.
Victor, Javin.
Hey, guys, under the turret they go. Apollo gonna burn the ulti after flashing away. Oh, has enough damage to snipe Apollo for first blood.
Oh god, no.
No, don't die. Save your KD. Demonte zooms in, finds the wraparound ulti. What a stun onto Arrow on the other side. Huni flashing in. We're gonna try and take down Big. He does burn him down, and the rest of Clutch collapse. Cody shoots down Crown. Dokla gonna be left for dead as he does find the gold card. The wild card's in, but not enough.
Dude, big boxing.
Damn.
Here comes Sven! Here comes the damage! TSM having to get themselves away! Niski falls, but so do 2 on the side of TSM!
I got you, you can find.
Let us low.
Okay. Jump inside, BB.
Nice. We kill more. I'm fine. I'm going to pin. Jace is dead. Let's go, Jace. Jace then said. Jace flash. Okay.
He's dead. 10 seconds on Bjergsen and Sven. Nexus turret number 2 is down. World Ender is up. Cloud9 continues the push. Nexus needs